suffer, we face just to make sure money day. But my people then go say I know one.
Okay, gentlemen, thank you for your patience. We have 57 people on the call today. It's a beautiful morning, just like I said, and we will get started. Remember, the essence of this conversation is to help you learn a few things, here and there that I think that will be very helpful, especially as you all think of technology in 2022. Now, my approach today is going to be divided into two. But before I get started, I want us to meet ourselves. I want us to quickly introduce ourselves. So we're going to do a very short exercise, and the exercise, it's going to be a very different approach. It's not going to be the usual way. Oh, tell us where you currently are. Nah, 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 nah. That is not what we are doing. What we are doing today is going to be a very, very, very short exercise. You will get to meet at least one person, quickly. It's going to be a speed networking session. What I am going to do, my video has been off. What I'm going to do is this. I'm going to put you all in mini small breakout rooms, right? Mini small breakout rooms. The maximum person in a room is going to be 4 people. You would quickly introduce yourself, meet the other person, tell them, what you do for a living, what you do for a giving, what are your biggest expectation, what are you anticipating, what are you excited about in 2022. Each person would have 1 minute. That's all you have. 1 minute. You don't have more than 1 minute because it's going to be a 4-minute session. I'll put you out, guys, into breakout rooms. You quickly have to introduce yourself and meet other people in the room, and then we'll take the conversation there we'll take the conversation from there. I hope that makes a lot of sense, right? So what I will do is that I will, recreate the rooms. I will recreate all the rooms. We're going to have just 4 breakout rooms. We're going to have just, not 4. Since we are 60, 70, we're going to have like 20 breakout rooms. That's going to be 3 person per room, right? And then you all will have the opportunity to quickly you'll be assigned to the rooms automatically, and you will get there to introduce yourself, right? So in the next few minutes, we get started. Join the rooms and meet people. Okay, people are getting into the rooms. Exciting. Go into the rooms and meet people quickly. Guys, if you're still here, you need to get into the breakout room. You must have been assigned to one of the rooms. Toby, Samuel, Raphael, Ada, Bosede, Zainab, you guys need to get into the rooms. You must have been assigned in one of the rooms. Go and network and build relationship. Thank you. Okay, Samuel, I'm going to add you to one of the rooms quickly. Samuel, Adeni, I'm going to add you to one of the rooms. I think you already added. Thank you, gentlemen and ladies. People are running out of the breakout rooms. People are getting back into the major room. I hope that it was a very exciting and interesting, session meeting other people, right? Let's wait for others to join us and then we can get started. We're waiting for almost, 70 people to come back into this room and then we can kickstart. By the way, I am super excited about this conversation. Why? Because we need to prepare for 2022 from a much more proactive, standpoint. We need to prepare for 2022, believing that 2022 has a lot to offer. If you understand what I mean, 2022 is it's going to be an amazing year. And there's so much to learn and so much to become. So I guess everyone has gotten back into the major room. Did you meet someone fascinating, someone exciting? I just need one person to quickly unmute his or mic and share. Did you meet one person that is very exciting that you think, oh, I need to share it with the world? Did you meet one person? Anybody?
Yes, I did.
Okay, good.
And everyone in my room, we have the same vision. Yeah, and it's quite interesting. Yeah, we have data set science.
Okay, good. Data science, data analytics. Okay. In the middle of the conversation, while we continue this conversation, I'm going to do this breakout room again, where I will put you guys in a small room and I will get you guys to share knowledge with each other. But let us start the conversation this way. 2022 is just right in the corner, right? And since we started Utiva, I have learned so much in terms of how people make a transition into the technology industry. The best of the people that I have seen, many of our alumni, seeing them, succeed, seeing them become successful, seeing many of our alumni, thrive in the technology ecosystem, in the technology industry. I am beginning to study how these guys, what makes these guys, become whatever they aspire to become in the tech industry, right? So what I'm about to share with you, my 5 major guiding principles, is designed. These principles are designed based on my research, of many of our learners, our students, in the technology industry that are moving or are transitioning to do great things, right? This is very based on that research. So this is not just theories that I am putting together. This is based on high-level study of many of our students that are moving into the technology industry and how they are making a move. So, for example, one of the most exciting for me is Chinazo, right? Currently works as a product manager in Ribi. Ituno works as a product designer in Leatherback. Leatherback is one of the fast-rising fintech company that is into international money transfer. Oluwasomi works with Purator, right? You see someone like Promise works with Rise. If you know Rise is that fintech company that helps you to invest your petty cash in international stocks. Look at Bumi, for example. Please mute yourself if you're not talking so that you don't distort the conversation. Thank you so much, right? If you look at someone like Bumi works with Tuteria, right? And there are a lot of our alumni that are moving into doing big things. You look at someone like Olubukola that works with Health Stack. Joshua works with InstaDrop. Joy works with Terragon. You see Joel works with Boromi. You see Promise works with Rise. Okmayemi works with Flutterwave. Favor works with Seamless HR. And then I can go Polashade that works with Enyata. Look at Victoria with Embolo. If you don't know many of these technology companies, many of these tech companies are like big. Look at, Che Jindo that works with African Prudential, PLC, right? We have learners across multiple industries. Look at Philip as a product manager with Indocina, Ebube with QDAT. If you know QDAT, you know Indocina. Look at Ibrahim with LifeBank. How many of you know LifeBank? And many of our alumni are going. Look at Simi works with Kuda. What I'm about to share with you are my 5 major guiding principles that I have seen that many of these learners adopt when they leave the Utiva learning program, not just about the training, but what these guys have done. Oh, don't worry, my miracle, you're handsome. I see that you're looking at yourself in the camera again. What are these learners doing to thrive and become successful in the technology industry, right? 5 major guiding principles. The number 1 principle is this. Once you complete whatever training program you do, right? Maybe you decide to do your training with Utiva or not. Once you complete your learning program, anywhere you learn, you need to work on the minimum of 15 projects. Minimum of 15 projects that you need to work on. Minimum 15 projects, right? Minimum. Now I'm re-emphasizing minimum 15 projects. That means that you can decide to go more than 15 projects, right? You can decide to go more than 15 projects, but you need to do a minimum of 15, 1 and 5 projects. Not 50, 5 and 0, 1 and 5. Now, why are projects very, very important, right? Projects are important because they don't just help you reinforce what you have learned and what you know, right? They give you the opportunity to practice what you have learned across multiple situations, multiple industries, multiple business cases, multiple business realities. So you understand what you have learned from a business perspective, a real business scenario perspective. So you don't just graduate from a training program and then, leave and say, oh, man, I've done a training program. Now I'm on to a job. No. You need to continue to develop yourself. So if you learn data science, you need to do 15 data projects, right? If you learn product design, you need to do 15 product design projects. And when you do those projects, you need to build a portfolio for yourself. What is a portfolio? A portfolio is a one page that quickly explains what you have learned. A one page that in very quick, snapshots explains who you are, what you have done, and the little pet projects that you have worked on. Now, let me mention this. When I say 15 projects, I'm not saying you need to do 15 projects with organizations, right? You don't have to get a job. You don't have to get an internship. You need to research, where you can work on projects. We give you a few, right? We give you a few. For example, we will give you like 3 different capstone projects, right? From your learning program. You need to document those projects. Don't just complete a project and then abandon them. You need to document this project and put them in your portfolio, right? Put them in your portfolio. So you need to create a portfolio for yourself and put the projects that you work on, you need to put them in your portfolio, and you need to work on 15 projects. So where do you get those projects from? By just doing basic research. For example, I just mentioned that Utiva will give you, at least 3 projects. And when you complete 3 projects from Utiva, you're not done yet. Don't say, oh, I learned for 4 months at Utiva. I learned for 1 month at Utiva, and I worked on 3 projects. No. You need to prove yourself. And how do you prove yourself? You need to research all the projects that you can work on. When you work on this project, then you need to document your portfolio. One of the smartest things I see in our classes is that people leave the Utiva program and they form a very small microcosm, a small group, 3 people, 2 people, 4 people working together to say, guys, let's hold ourselves accountable for the next 3 months. We want to work on projects to improve ourselves and get ourselves better. Last week, one of our alumnus, bossed me from Germany. And then the guy told me that one of the things, please, if you're going to put on your video, you need to be sitting up well, right? Sit up well like Miracle, like Treasure, like Chima. Don't be on your bed, to sit up well. Now, one of our students bossed me from Germany, and he told me that he just got a job as a data scientist. And then we were having a conversation about how did you go about that process? And he was telling me the interview, that one of the things that really, really helped him in the interview was that he kept mentioning many of the small pet projects he had worked on. So when they asked him, oh, how would you, and this was like, okay, it was a data analytics role. When they asked him, how would you do X, Y, Z? He would say, oh, fantastic. Thank you so much for that question. I worked on a project. You didn't have to mention the year, the time, the organization. Are you following me? He just had to say, oh, I worked on a project. It was web scraping, and I used this tool. When I completed using this tool, I exported, I imported on Power BI. Then I did a data visualization. I created a dashboard. From the dashboard, I published the analytics, and I shared with the guys on the leadership. You need to be able to make reference to many of the things that you had worked on in the past. And working on these things in the past does not mean, it has nothing to do with, oh, getting a job, getting an interview, an internship, a placement. No. It's just being real. Let me show you something quickly, and then we'll move on past that quickly, and then we'll move on quickly. Can you see my screen, guys? Quickly, I want to show you guys something quickly. Now, if you go on my Instagram, right, this is a very practical session. I don't want to make it theoretized. I want to make it very practical. You can use this tool, right? There's a tool here that I have used, and I love it. You can use the same tool. Yes, they're called main stack. Yes, they're called main stack, right? Main stack is a very powerful tool. Mainstack.app. Mainstack.app is a very powerful tool to help you create your portfolio, right? It has an editor. I'm wondering why my internet is slowing down. I'm just going to close many of the tabs that I have here. Yes, Mainstack. Mainstack is a one-page editor that helps you to create a quick, editor for yourself. And then you can customize the link. You can say, hey, let's say Raphael, you can say Raphael, right? Or you can say Raphael_design. And then you can create your own stack. Oh, sorry, I can't use underscore. Let's say Raphael, right? .io. Can I use dot? Not sure. Let's see. Oh, Mike, I don't think I can use dot. Well, let's just use Raphael, right? And say create, yes. Then you can put your email, put your password, then you create this one single page for yourself where you can put all the projects that you have worked on. Do you understand what I mean? You can put all the projects you've worked on so that when you have a conversation with someone and they say, oh, I'm looking for a product management job, right? You don't have to talk too much. You just share the link to the products that you have built. You just say, hey, hello, Itayo, I'm looking for a product management role. I don't know if you have a vacancy or if you have an opportunity for me to intern for 3 months. This is the link to, very simple, not waste time. This is the link to, the products that I have built. Or I'm a data analyst. Hey, Chima, I'm looking for a product data analytics role. Do you have any vacancy? This is the link to my portfolio, right? There is no better way to convince someone that you know your thing than a portfolio. Because that is a very empirical evidence that you actually, in reality, know your thing. Because you have demonstrated it based on the projects that you have worked on. The second thing that I see that our students do well is they connect continuously to the Utiva ecosystem for learning, right? They connect continuously to the Utiva ecosystem for learning. Whatever training that you attend, right? The bigger value is not just in that training. That training is a very small element of your journey. Do you understand what I mean? You need to continue to attend free sessions that Utiva run, because you want to continue to improve on your knowledge. For example, by January 22, we are hosting a products summit, and we are hosting two people from the US. The first lady, Tolu, works with Stripe. Stripe is one of the biggest, technology company globally in the US, right? Number one. Number two, we are hosting another guy that worked at Amazon as a senior product manager. These two guys will be spending 2 hours with our product management alumni, our product alumni, to train them on how to pace and how to access international product management jobs, because they've done it themselves. Do you understand what I mean? They've done it themselves, right? So one of the mistakes people make is that people complete the Utiva learning program and then they just doze off. They doze off. You're not supposed to doze off. You're supposed to connect to the community and continue to learn, because there's so much to learn. And the 6-week training is not everything you need to become a product manager. It's way, way, way more than that, right? So whatever you learn, product management, data science, data analytics, whatever you learn from Utiva, you need to continue to learn. You need to continue to improve yourself. You need to continue to get better, right? You need to keep getting better. And how do you continue to get better, right? One major thing I need to recommend, I've mentioned projects. The second one is connecting to the ecosystem, connecting to the community, learning from the entire Utiva network, the entire Utiva community, because we organize series of sessions here and there to continue to get you, to the level you need to get to. Right. Now, so I've talked about how many points now. Are you guys following me? Can someone drop the first 3 points I have mentioned quickly? The first 3 points I mentioned. Anybody? First 3 points. For those that are asking for the link, I'm going to drop the link right away. The link to the main stack that I mentioned, I will drop it ASAP in case you need it today or in the future. Here you go. There you go, everybody. Thank you. So the first one, work on minimum of 15 projects. Was the second one, anybody? The second one, anybody? That's work on 15 projects, continue learning from the Utiva ecosystem or whatever ecosystem, right? Whatever ecosystem. The third thing I find very, very interesting. In fact, I find this very fascinating with many of those that get to or those that access amazing opportunities from Utiva. You know what they do? They train themselves. These guys become trainers. These guys themselves become trainers. Or you might say, oh, where do I have the time to train, right? Where do I have the time to train? Or I don't know enough. But one of the major things I have learned is that the more you train yourself, right, the better you become. So one of the things that these guys do is that they continue to train. They train people themselves. Some of them eventually become coaches at Utiva. Not just coaches at Utiva, some of them eventually, move on to even train in other organizations. So let me give you an example of one of our students, and then we can take it quickly from there. One of our brilliant students, Effemina, right? Sorry, give me a minute. I want to show you one of our brilliant students, Effemina. Effemina went from, attending the Utiva learning program, brilliant, and then became a trainer himself. He started training at Utiva and moved from training at Utiva to training in other organizations. This is Effemina here, right? Effemina is on this side here. So Effemina today is also a trainer in another organization like Utiva. And then he works with one of the biggest companies, right, in, what's it called, in Dublin. He relocated to Dublin, and then he worked one of the biggest companies in Dublin. So becoming a trainer yourself is a very fascinating, exciting way of also building your own capacity. So people coach, they train, right? Now, the number fourth thing I'm going to recommend to you is the one that I think that is actually one of the best ways to put yourself out there. And that is looking for an internship, a volunteering opportunity, or taking a junior role, a junior part-time role, depending on where you find yourself. That's one of the things that I find very, very exciting. Many of our students that I know usually like to take this junior role, part-time role, freelance role, internship role, just to, put themselves out there and demonstrate that, hey, I actually know my thing now. I know my thing, and that usually puts them right in front of global and local opportunities, right? So stepping out of your comfort zone to take on an internship, especially for many of you that are already experienced, right? You're already experienced, you already have a job, you have something going on for yourself, and then you want to pivot into the technology industry. Remember, if you want to pivot into the technology industry, you would have to pay your dues, right? You would have to pay your dues. It's not going to be, because I'm coming from marketing and I've spent 10 years in marketing. Now I'm coming into tech. They should give me the position of being a 10-year experienced person. No. That ain't going to happen. It's not going to happen. You might become lucky anyway. It might happen. You might become lucky. But if it doesn't happen, you need to be ready to take on a junior role, a much more lower role. But one of the things I find interesting is this. If you take on a much more lower role or a junior role, in 5 months, you will move back to the top. When I say move back to the top, it might not be in terms of, they promote you and you become a senior, right, overnight. But because you already have the maturity and you're bringing that maturity from another industry, right? You will roll with your mates. Because iron just naturally sharpens iron. Let me give you a very interesting example of one of our students, right? This lady had done marketing in the bank. Is it marketing? Sales in the bank for almost 9 years in the bank. In fact, she told me that she had seen the merger and acquisition 5 times happen in her lifetime. So she's overdue. She said, oh, I was there when these guys were this name, and then they became Diamond Bank. From Diamond Bank, they became Diamond Access, and then she left. She joined another bank. The year she joined, they just changed the name because they were acquired. She's seen it, so she said, I'm just tired. I wanted to do something else. So she came to learn product management. And then, because, she followed the first, second, third principle, right? She got noticed on LinkedIn. So she got an offer. And this was someone that was earning, quite a lot. I think she was earning almost like, 700,000, I guess, 600,000, 700,000 already in the bank. I'm not exactly sure, don't quote me, but she was earning well in the bank. But she wanted to work in the tech space because the tech space gives you a little bit more of flexibility. You don't have to put on tie and suit every time. You can dress the way I'm dressed. You can freestyle. You can wear a round neck and a jean. You can decide in the morning that you want to work from home. Tech environment gives you all the flexibility. We work extremely hard in tech, but we work flexibly, right? So she wanted that level of flexibility. So what happened was that she joined a technology company, and I'm not going to mention the name of the technology company. She joined a tech company, as a product manager. She had reached out to the chief executive officer, the CEO, who is my friend, reached out to him and say, hey, I see that you guys are a team of 4 people. Your product is not live yet. Are you looking for a junior person that can just help you, work on this product for you? And this guy said, oh, sure, but we can't pay a lot of money. We don't have 150,000, right? Like, oh, how would I leave this, my big job, and take a 150,000 naira job? That's not possible. That's not going to be possible in Nigeria, So she did not leave her job. But she started working on that pet project as a part-time. And she got excited in 3 months. She said, you know what, I'm just going to resign. It was when she wanted to resign that she came to me and said, Itayo, I'm going to resign from the bank. I'm earning this much, and I'm going to join this company that has no product yet. And then she left. And within 2 months, that company was selected for Y Combinator. Now, of course, you know what Y Combinator is, right? The company got into Y Combinator. When the company got into Y Combinator, the Y Combinator gave the company 150,000 dollars, I guess, 125 or 150, first. They paid her a little well, for all the work she's been doing. And then within another 6 months, the company raised $3.2 million. And she started earning her big money. And now she's the director of products. Do you understand what I mean? Like, the technology industry gives you all the flexibility to grow, but you cannot be selfish about your growth. If you really want to grow in technology, you need to be ready to lay down your chip. That's I'm already a senior manager in my company. Will I now be working with all these tech boys and be doing small jobs? No. If you're going to be in tech, then you need to be ready to do part-time, freelance, volunteering, working with people, because that's what we do in tech. Tech is about building. We are builders. We don't get over rigid around things. We're quite very flexible. Flexibility is very, very important in the technology industry. So you also need to think about that from that perspective. So that is very, very important. Be ready to take on an internship, a volunteering, a part-time job, a junior role, whatever. Finally, number 5. This is where it becomes a little bit tougher, because not many of you can do this. Not many of you can do this, right? Not many people can do this. I hope you guys are ready for this. You need to take on minimum 25 hours of studying the theories of what you are doing or what you've just learned. The theories, not the practical, the theories. Now, let me explain this. This is very, very important because this is tough. If I'm a data analyst, right, and the Chima is a data analyst, good. I'm a data analyst. Chima is a data analyst, right? Chima knows all the tools, SQL, Power BI, Python, Tableau, Excel, all the tools. I don't know more than 2 to 3 of the tools, but I know a lot of the theoretical frameworks. The person that gets into leadership faster is me, not Chima. Because the engineers are the engineers. Leaders are the ones that know how to communicate what everyone is doing. So you need to know the principles, the framework, the theories, what guides what everybody's doing behind that people don't know. You need to know those things. So for example, if you're a product designer and everybody knows how to use Figma perfectly, you also know how to use Figma perfectly, right? We are both on the Figma usage level. But what makes the difference between you and myself is how I can talk and communicate product design. Not just the doing, but being able to communicate it. So that is why it is important to know that we are now in the generation of the way you dress is the way you are going to be addressed. That's where we're no longer in the generation of your walks will speak for you. No. Your walks are speaking, but your mouth also needs to be talking. Your mouth also needs to be talking. So today, what I find very, very interesting is that, let me take my coffee and sip my coffee. That's good. It's Nescafe. Now, what I find very, very interesting today is that there are people who really know how to do things. But when it comes to speaking about it, speaking in panels, talking to people on the hallway, having conversations, they're not so good at those things. They're not smart at that level. People like that, they struggle to get to the top. They will just become engineers and they'll be paying them more. They'll become engineers. That's all they will be, engineers. But those that get to a much more higher level are those that can say, oh guys, you know what? This is the reason we're going to use this framework, not the other framework. And they will go 10 minutes to explain the principles, the guides, the frameworks, the approaches behind one from the other, that even the CEO will be believing them, even when the CEO does not know what they are saying. The CEO will just feel, I feel this guy really, really knows what he's saying. The guy sounds smart. So I need to tell you, you need to look smart. Number one, it's so super, super important in tech. You really, 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 really need to look smart. Now, are you smart? That is your cup of tea. If you're not smart, you won't go far. So you need to be smart. But beyond being smart, you need to look smart. It's so important to look smart. Don't just be smart. You need to also look it. You need to look like you know what you're saying. And I have seen this happen with many of our students, people that are very, very good at that tool. They can use the tool. But okay, you can use the tool. God bless your soul. You can use the tool. But you don't know how to communicate what you have just done. So I give you a product to design, and then you design it beautiful than the owner of the product itself. Good. But then I say, can you come around and present what you have just done? You can't present it in such a way that everybody will be at awe. You need to be able to come into the room and say, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. I'm the product designer behind this product. Isn't it an amazing one? And quickly flip through the pages so that you can see the designs. And then you're like, okay, the reason I chose this color combination is because theoretically, based on the psychology of user experience, what I find interesting is that people love this color when it blends with this color. It holds them more. In fact, there's a research that shows that you're talking like you know your thing, not just getting there and then people like the design and then you're like, oh, why did you use this color? It just, I don't know. I just feel like the two colors make sense. Are you joking? You need to know. You can't say, I don't know. I know you are naturally creative, but the difference between you and the other person is being able to talk and express the wisdom, the theories, the principles, the frameworks behind what you have done. And how do you achieve it? 25 hours of learning, not learning practicals now, learning theories. How do you learn theories? Simple, easy peasy. If you have chosen a path that you want to do, let's say you've chosen data science, you need to watch 20 minutes of video every day on YouTube. 20 minutes video. You need to commit yourself to it. You need to tell yourself, I'm going to watch 20 minutes video every day. And then you continue to load your brain with a lot of information about what you have learned, not just the practical Utiva has taught you, but you need to continue to watch videos to continue to improve the way you think about what you have learned. And that way you are draining your ignorance and improving your capability. We're going to go into the breakout room very shortly, and then we're going to come back again. Don't leave, because I still have another thing I want to share with you. We're going to the breakout room shortly. We'll come back. When we come back, we'll talk about what are the 5 major technologies that will change the world between 2015 and 2022 and 2025. But in the meantime, I want to put you guys in breakout room. So what I want you guys to do when you get into the breakout room is to quickly discuss with your other peer, the person we pair you with, right? Discuss with the person and like, hey, what did you learn? So what did you learn? I'm going to put 3 people in one room. 3 people in one room. What did you learn? Let them share their experiences with you. We have just 5 minutes to do this. And everybody come back. When you come back, we'll take it on from there. Thank you. I'm recreating the room now. Want to recreate it again? Okay. The rooms are open. See you soon, guys. Join, guys. You have to be on your phone right now. You have to be on your phone to quickly join. Join the rooms. Quickly, guys. Okay, guys. Since the people in this room have decided not to join any room, guys, you're supposed to be in a breakout room right now. Everyone. Okay. Thank you so much, guys, for coming back, and thanks for not leaving. Let's quickly round up this conversation with a few more thoughts that I want to share with you in terms of, if you think about it, what are the major technology skills today that are super relevant, for the future of work? I'm going to talk about the 6 major technology skills or technological skills that are very, very, very relevant to the demand of employers today. And this is not just based on what I think. I mean, of course, what I think and what I see in the industry is very, very important. But this is based on, what the global reports are saying. There's a global report that has been published that talked about job and skills. And I'm quickly going to share my screen and walk you through the report, right? Job and skills report. I hope you guys can see my screen, job and skills report. This report was published after the COVID-19, shut down. That was 2020. So this report was supposed to guide us from 2020, 2021, and of course, 2022. And many of the things on this report have not changed yet. I'm going to quickly rush straight to the part that I think is very, very important, right? And then you can take it off from there in terms of like the way you think about the technology skills. Number one skill today in the tech industry, right, is software development. That's one of the major critical skills today. And I know that, of course, we are moving towards the no-code era, right? What is the no-code era? The no-code era is the time where, you can build a technology product or build a technology software without writing a single line of code. That is the no-code technology era. However, someone had written that code. So software development is one of the major premium technology skills. Another one, which is the second on the list, is data science. Data science, another very, very important, technology skill today, right? And data science could mean data analytics. It could mean data engineering. It could be business intelligence. It could be data science or data analytics, depending on how far do you want to go, right? So there's data analytics, data science. Another one is infrastructure engineering, which we like to call cloud development or cloud computing, right? That is another very, very important skill. In fact, there's a part of this research that says that cloud computing is rising. This is it, cloud rises. Cloud computing roles are increasing across different industries, right? Are increasing across different industries in the technology industry. In fact, one of the things that I saw here is that the demand for cloud computing has grown by almost 33%, right? The demand for cloud computing has grown by almost 33%. Between 2017 and 2019, cloud computing was at 26%. That means that people are looking for more cloud developers, cloud engineers. Another skill is product management and the product design. Product management and product design. Who is a product designer? Every technology product you see is designed and conceptualized by someone, and then another person writes the code to build it. So product management and product, especially for many of you that don't want to write code. If you don't want to write code and you don't want to be a developer and engineer, product management is a nice career because it gives you the opportunity to lead every other person and ensure that the product is built successfully. The last skill, though, is cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is another skill that is growing rapidly, aggressively, right? You see here that between 2017 and 2019, the demand for cybersecurity grew by 76%. This research says that cybersecurity is growing by 44%. So cybersecurity is another very, very important premium skill that you can learn. Right. So I've walked you through 5 major skills from software development to data science to product management and product design to cloud computing, very, very important skill, and cybersecurity. What are the major things that will change the technology industry? Number one, blockchain. So if there's something you should start to fall in love today with, start to fall in love with the idea of blockchain. I'm not saying you should go and learn blockchain, but start to read a little bit about blockchain here and there, right? Blockchain is more than Bitcoin. Is way more than Bitcoin. Blockchain is way more than Bitcoin. It's not Bitcoin. It's way more than Bitcoin. Is just a very small element of blockchain, right? Blockchain or Bitcoin is a reward system of blockchain. Blockchain is way more than Bitcoin. So start to love blockchain. Start to fall in love with artificial intelligence, right? Start to fall in love with artificial intelligence. Fall in love with metaverse. These are the things that will change the future. Maybe you like it or not. And blockchain is already here. AI is already here. In fact, let's do a very quick research. Let's see how much has been invested into AI today, right? Let's say global investment in AI startups today, right? Global investment in AI startups today. How much has been invested in artificial intelligence today? Please, you don't have to overshare. You don't have to share your screen. Don't let me suspend you from the conversation, right? So how much has been invested into artificial intelligence today? Let's quickly do a research to see how much, right? If you look at it, you see, according to VentureBeat, $75 billion has been invested into AI startup. So don't tell me that AI is not coming to Africa. AI is disrupting everything. So there's artificial intelligence everywhere around you. Investment into AI is growing. And this is AI investment in startup. As at September 2021. I'm not checking corporations investment in AI. That's also something that has grown, geometrically. So fall in love with AI, fall in love with blockchain, fall in love with metaverse. These are not abstract conversations. Again, these are things that are happening around us. Blockchain, AI, metaverse, fall in love with NFT. Read about these things, learn these concepts, because these things are everywhere around us, right? And these things are changing the way we are doing business, the way business are going to be coordinated, the way life we will live in life, the way you would attend concert. For many of you that are looking at Dirty December today, you are there, and then Burna Boy is singing. In the next 5 years, it's going to be in the metaverse, and your ticket will not be the ticket you buy online, and then you have a paper. It's going to be a blockchain, a chain of blocks that nobody can steal. Nobody can steal your ticket. It's going to be highly secured. If you buy a landed property in Ikoyi in the next 10 years, you don't have to go and collect on C of O. It's going to be simply, a blockchain contract that you will be given. Things are changing, and these things are already happening in the global community. And the way we roll, right? When stuff happen abroad, we are good importers in Africa, right? We would import them. That's what we do for a living. If we import things, we would import them. And these things we can't do without them. And this is where I'm going to pause today. But let's round up this way. How do you want to spend the beginning of your year? Right? How do you want to spend the beginning of your year? By the end of this year, which ends today, right? The only thing that should be on your mind is how you want to win in the technology industry. So very easy. If you're thinking of, I need to learn from Utiva. I need to join Utiva classes, one of the Utiva learning programs. Easy peasy, right? Our learning programs, 4 things you should remember about the Utiva learning program. Number 1 is that all the Utiva learning programs are coordinated virtually. We don't do physical classes. Our classes are virtual. Virtual meaning you have to be live like this, sitting down with your trainer live like this online. All the Utiva classes are virtual. Our classes are virtual. You don't have to join any physical class. The Utiva learning programs are coordinated virtually. That's the number 1 thing you need to know about the Utiva learning program. Number 2 thing you need to know about the Utiva learning program is that our training programs help you to learn, only on weekends, Saturdays and Sundays, just on weekends, Saturdays and Sundays. The number 3 thing you need to know about Utiva, about the Utiva learning program, is that, of course, you will work on projects. If you come into our product school, for example, you work on projects. We'll put you into a small group with other guys, and then you would have an entire 6 weeks as you are learning to also be working on projects. The same thing with design, same thing with data, and the same thing with cloud computing. You would have to work on projects. That's the way we have designed the Utiva learning program. You have to work on a couple of projects here and there. That's how we have designed the Utiva learning program. And I think it's important that you understand that, right? The next thing you need to understand is that you are going to learn through the Utiva learning management platform. And let me quickly show you the way our learning management platform is coordinated. You would have to learn through the Utiva learning management platform. So look at the screen, guys, quickly. Can you see my screen? Right? This is how you're going to learn on the Utiva learning management platform. So if you enroll in our data science fast track program, right? It's coordinated, it's organized, right? For example, there's a video here by one of my colleagues welcoming you. You might not hear what she's saying. Chima, can you hear her voice? Okay, good, thank you. And then when you're done watching this video, you click on complete and continue. You see another PDF, just a bit of information about what you're going to learn. When you've read it, you click and continue. How you are going to install your learning kits. We've shared it with you here, so you can download and watch the video now to install them. You're supposed to install SQL on your system. Once you've done that, we also walk you through how you install Python on your system. Once you've done that, then we share you've completed this. So we are watching the way you are learning, right? So this guy, Eitayo here, has completed 6% of the class now. So there's a 24 minutes video you need to watch before the real class even begins, right? So this 24 minutes video will prepare you for the real class. So there's a learning management system that we have designed here to help you coordinate how you learn. And when you complete the entire training, we give you a freebie, which is a soft skill to help you prepare for job opportunities, right? And you see all the things you need to learn in our data science fast track, organizing your data, then you move to Python, analyzing data and visualization, not just data. This is how we structure all our learning programs. All the Utiva learning programs are structured to run like these online. All the Utiva learning programs are structured like that online. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that is how we have structured our programs. You'll be learning by joining the trainer live in class. We're not asking you to just watch videos alone. We are asking you join the trainers live in class. Finally, how do you enroll for Utiva learning program? How do you enroll? For many of you that are saying, okay, I want to enroll. How do I enroll? Easy peasy. Just go to utiva.io. Simple. Go to utiva.io, that's our website, very easy. Utiva.io, that's our website, very easy. There's nothing complicated there. And then click on Get Started. You'll see all the learning programs that we offer, from data science fellowship to data analyst, data analytics, that's accelerator, data incubator, data science fast track, product incubator, product management accelerator, UI UX, cloud, front end, back end, full stack. These are all the learning programs that we offer. And then you can pick any one that you want to pick. So let's say that you're interested in product management incubator. You click on enroll now, right? Or let's say you are interested in, data management incubator, but you're not ready to enroll. You want to learn more about the program. You click on learn more. And then a page where you see all the information about the program. But when you're ready to enroll, just click on enroll now. And then we give you two options. Do you want to pay full payment or you want to pay part payments, right? If it's full payment, click on full payment. Boom, you pay. And once you pay, you join the classes. That's how we have structured our learning program. I would recommend that you go to the website, look at the program that excites you, the one that you want to start your 2021 with, 2022 with, and I'm looking forward to having you in class. Remember that I mentioned 5 major guiding principles if you really, really, really want to lead in the technology industry. What are the 5 major guiding principles? Remember, I talked about these 5 major guiding principles, today. And this is how we are going to end this conversation today. I want to quickly walk you through the 5 major guiding principles that I talked about today. And I hope that, you can leave this conversation thinking about them. If you really want to get into the technology industry and you want to do well in the tech industry in 2022, remember these 5 major principles. Number 1 is this: it's not enough to learn a tech skill. You need to work on projects, at least 15 projects, to prove yourself, to demonstrate your capability. Number 2 is that you need to ensure that you continue to learn by joining a community that can drive you, that can inspire you. The third one is that you need to be bold enough to take on an internship, a volunteering role. You need to work with mentors to continue to develop your capacity. And I talked about committing to learning the theories of what you know. The theories of what you know, because it's the theory that helps you communicate that thing better. Right. And remember that I also mentioned the technologies that will disrupt the future. Remember, I mentioned that. Number 1 is blockchain as a major technology piece. The second one is, a lot of NFTs. I talked about metaverse. These are not abstract stuff. They are around us everywhere. And we also mentioned that almost $70 billion is being invested today in artificial intelligence startups. So AI is going to change the way we do things, right? These are all the things that you should be aware of. And don't be ignorant of these realities. And I finalized the conversation with the 5 major technology skills that you should prepare for. You can choose anyone that excites you. Number 1 is product management and product design. I talked about, of course, software development, software engineering. I talked about, cybersecurity, cloud computing, and I talked about, data science. These are the technology skills that will change the future. Thank you so much for this beautiful time. I do wish you a happy new year. I want to be the first person to do that. Happy New Year and enjoy yourself. Bye-bye.